Yo! Each day I'll be trying out a new YoCube and doing 100 solves. So I'm here with all 5 YoCubes, and to no one's surprise, day 1 was the original. Let's get rid of these. So it's a standard WRM 2021, no maglev, no core magnets, no purple internals. So it comes in at $39.67, which is a strange price, but I'm guessing when you use code CubeHead, it changes into a magic number. Today's special, and that is because I got challenged by my sworn enemy.
Oh, I'm famous, oh my lord.
This is Phoenix. We met him during our 100 Cubers Try the GAN 13 video, and this dude had the audacity to say he's better than me. The only way to settle this was a duel. Best of 100 solves, both of us using the exact same cube, the YoCube original, and he was about to get destroyed. I got a 1626, so that was really bad.
Oh, I got 1616.
Oh. I am going to make a vow that next time I battle you, I'm going to beat you.
Okay.
This is the prophecy.
Challenge me in 2 or 3 weeks.
I think that's too soon.
That is my challenge to you to challenge me in 2 or 3 weeks.
I'll challenge you in a month.
In a month, okay.
Subscribe for a rematch. Okay, so back to the cube. This cube just wasn't it for me. CubeHead tends to like his magnets on the strongest setting, in this case 1, but I like mine on a 2 or 3 just because I like a bit of a softer feel. Like there's quite a significant bump, which I'm not too big of a fan of, but at least it's got adjustable magnets so I can turn them down if I want to. This cube has a lot of good positive reviews online, which is great. I'm not saying the cube is bad, it just doesn't fit my style. Another thing is that it's 55mm instead of like 55.5 and 56, and you might be thinking that 0.5mm or 1mm is not much of a difference, but cubers can tell those small differences quite easily. The reason why I'm not going to change the magnets on this cube is because on day 3 we've got a cube coming up that's exactly the same as this, except it's got core magnets, maglev, and weaker magnets. So I'm super hyped for that. Stay tuned for day 3, but before that, day 2. So CubeHead didn't just release 1 cube and call it a day. Oh no, no, no. After the insane popularity of the original, he decided to release 2 more cubes, an Eco and a Deluxe. Day 2 was the YoCube Eco V1, the Yo setup on probably one of the best selling cubes of all time, the Aorus 3M 2020. So in case you didn't know, I had one big aim throughout this entire YoCube week, other than getting destroyed in a cube battle. I needed a sub 15 average of 100. Yesterday I got a pretty meh average, but today I was feeling hopeful. The cube, like all YoCubes, started a bit gummy, but over time I started to get some really solid results. I could already tell I was getting much better results with this $20 setup compared to the $40 original. And after my final solve, what? Bruh, 1501. I was so close. So close. The cube was really nice. The Yo setups are pretty plush and gummy, which I really like, and it suits this cube perfectly. It's lubed with a balanced mixture of Weight 5, Dignitas, Mystic, and DNM 37 to give it a nice plush, controllable, and soft feel. Here's a quick sound comparison between a stock Aorus 3M and a YoCube Eco. I can confidently say I like this more than the original, but it didn't get me that sub 15, so we have to move straight on to day 3. So let's talk about CubeHead's former main, the YoCube Deluxe V1. It's currently discontinued, but it came in at $59.99. The cube itself is a core magnetized Waylong WRM 2021 and a balanced mix of Weight 5, Gravitas, Mystic, and DNM. After narrowly missing out on a sub 15 average of 100, I knew it was just a matter of time before I broke my PB on a YoCube. And what better than to break it on CubeHead's former main, the YoCube Deluxe V1. The cube itself takes way longer to make, probably because the cubicle employees have to get a WRM 2021 maglev, disassemble it completely, attach a core magnetic kit, reassemble the cube, lube it with the Yo setup, break all that in, and that probably takes a lot more time and therefore justifies the higher price tag. In terms of my solves, it reminded me a lot of why I both liked and disliked the MaxGAN 11M Pro from our previous video, in the sense that the cube is really fast, but I'm struggling to be consistent with it, and that was the main problem I had with this cube. It just didn't quite fit my turning style. What I will say though is that the magnet setting on this cube feels a lot better than the original YoCube. You get much more of a softer bump on this cube compared to the original YoCube. And the reason for that is that the core magnets allowed CubeHead to reduce the magnet strength a bit from 1 to 2. And I personally really like it. In the end, I ended up getting a pretty disappointing average with this cube. However, most seem to really like this cube because he's more of a TPS spammer than me. So if you are more of a TPS spammer, this cube is really good. It is currently discontinued and you may be wondering,
why are you showing me a cube that you currently can't buy?
it's mainly just in case you want to replicate the cube yourself. If you do end up trying out this setup for yourself, you won't be disappointed. On to day 4. Hey, so I'm back with another YoCube. This time it's the YoCube Eco V2. I am recording this on the same day as day 3, as you can tell by the setup not being changed and the fact that I'm wearing the same hoodie. So you may have noticed on day 2 and 3 I was using a cube that you currently can't buy, and that is because CubeHead released a YoCube Eco V2 and a Deluxe V2. But how did I end up with this cube? A few weeks ago I unboxed the base version of this cube, the RS3M Super 2022, and I was really impressed. Ooh, sheesh. I like it. So I ended up setting up this cube using the YoCube setup, which is weight 5 in the core and the tracks, Dignitas a bit on the tracks and a bit on the pieces, and then Mystic and DNM. And then as always, I took this cube and did 100 solves. I started off the session pretty shaky at first, as you would expect, given that Dignitas and weight 5 can make the cube very gummy. But after around 50 solves, I ended up finding my rhythm. What I haven't told you so far is that I've been trying to get sub 15 not just this week with the YoCubes, but last week with the GAN 11M Pros, and I got super close on so many occasions. This is the Pro Shop GAN 11M Pro. Average reveal in 3, 2, 1, 1564. Yeah, that's actually somewhat disappointing. Another day. Another premium cube. 1509. Like, we are millimeters away from sub 15 average of 100. Tomorrow is Angstrom day. Nah. How is my average of 100 worse? I'll get it. I'll get the average of 100. 100%. Last solve of the average of 100. Oh, nah. I got scammed again. Max GAN 11M Pro. Today's the day I can feel it. Oh, close again. Ugh. I feel like I'm gonna have a better time on the YoCubes. 1501. Sub 15 is coming tomorrow. It will come. And despite almost falling off towards the end from fatigue, let's go! We done it, boys. We done it. 1478 average of 100. Completely destroyed it. Let's go. I've been trying to get this for so long now. I went through every single premium GAN 11M Pro and I did not get that sub 15. Because I did Pro Shop GAN 11, Mystic GAN 11, Max GAN 11, Angstrom GAN 11, Celeritas GAN 11. I am happy with that. Finally. I can see why CubeHead chose this cube in particular. It's cheap yet premium and it suits the YoLubes perfectly. Yes, sub 10. It doesn't have all the fancy features like the old Deluxe. Things such as core magnets, maglev, or adjustable magnets. But I don't think this cube needs any of that. The cube even uses a matte plastic, which is actually quite grippy. And here's where my hot take comes in. I think UV code cubes are overrated. Seriously. With enough solves and time, I think any cube becomes grippy. And at $24 for a premium setup cube, I actually think it's very decent. But we all know there's one major cube on the horizon. CubeHead's record-breaking 3x3, the YoCube Deluxe V2. On to day 5. So it's day 5 and I'm back with the YoCube Deluxe V2, the final cube in the YoCube series. The cube itself is a Tornado V3 flagship, so no maglev. The cube comes in at $49.99 and whilst it is cheaper than the Deluxe V1, it's still quite a high price, so we're gonna have to see if this cube is actually worth it. So I ended up getting some really good solves in this cube. Like, I've really liked the Tornado V3, but with the YoLube combo, it's really reached new heights. So recently I did a stream where I let you guys ruin my main 3x3, which at the time was a Tornado V3 UV Pioneer, and we ended up adding every loop from the cubicle into this one cube. After a bit of break-in, it was actually really good, which just goes to show it's very difficult to mess up a Tornado V3. In terms of the YoCube Deluxe V2, it's actually a really solid cube. It's actually my favorite out of the 5. It's the one I got the best results on, and naturally this is going to become my new main. However, for $20 less, you can get a cube that still feels very premium, and I still got some really good results on this cube. So both the Eco V2 and Deluxe V2, get my critics' seal of approval. But personally, I think if you have the budget, go for the deluxe. You will not be disappointed. If I had to rank all the Yo Cubes, I'd say 5th is the original, 4th is the deluxe V1, 3rd is the Eco V1, 2nd is the Eco V2, and then 1st is the deluxe V2. Comment down below which premium cube we should try next. And yeah, I think that's it. Peace.